Hello friends, Advocate Mahesh Mandana from Swatantra Legal Advocates. In today's video, we are going to understand the implications of COVID-19 pandemic on compliances under various laws with special emphasis on goods and services tax, that is GST. With the beginning of the pandemic in March 20, immediately on 23rd of March 2020, the Honorable Apex Court has taken suo motu cognizance of the same, and by way of a writ, it has directed that the period from 15th March 2020 onwards till further orders will not be considered for computing limitation period under any general law or under any special law. From time to time, taking into consideration the impact of pandemic on the human lives, on the business as a whole, on the economy, the Apex Court has extended this relief, and the last of the relief in this series was given by way of a disposal of application on 10th of January 2022. Through this last order, the Supreme Court has clearly laid down that the period from 15th of March 2020 to 28th of February 2022 will not be considered for computing any limitation period under any general law or under any special law for the purpose of commencement of any proceedings or for the purpose of termination of any proceedings. An important thing is that this period will also be excluded or will not be considered while computing the maximum period specified under any law for which or during which the delay by the appellant or by the claimant can be condoned by any judicial or quasi-judicial authority. Now, after this Apex Court relief in March 20, the question arose whether this particular writ is applicable to all the proceedings, all the compliances under all the laws, or is it applicable only to the litigation? So, answering to this question, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs has issued a circular on 20th July 21 laying down that this particular Apex Court relief is applicable only to petitions or applications or appeals or suits, whether they are required to be filed by the department or whether they are required to be filed by the appellant or by the taxpayer. Additionally, this limitation period, as clarified by the CBIC, is also applicable to the revision proceedings, rectification proceedings. It has been specifically told by the CBIC that this particular relief is not intended to be applicable for the routine compliance under the GST law or under the customs law. For example, filing of bill of entry, filing of shipping bill, filing of returns under the GST law, making payment of taxes, making application for registration, making application for cancellation of registration, making application for revocation of cancellation of registration, issue of tax invoices, preparation of e-way bills, extending the expiry of e-way bills. So, in nutshell, what CBIC has clarified that the relief given by the Apex Court is only applicable to judicial and quasi-judicial proceedings, no doubt that even the adjudication proceedings, that is issue of show cause notice, giving opportunity for submission of reply, giving opportunity for personal hearing, passing of orders. So as per CBIC, as far as these adjudication proceedings are concerned, the relief given by the apex court is not applicable. This will be applicable to appeals, litigations, and also this will be applicable for filing of refund applications. Now, after this, or in addition to this, in March 20, the central government has enacted a law called Taxation and Other Laws, Relaxation of Certain Provisions and Amendments Act 2020. By this particular law, what the central government has done is that it has extended the limitation period or the last dates under some specified acts such as Income Tax Act, Benami Property Transactions Act, then the various clauses of the Finance Act under which security transaction tax is leviable, under which equalization levy is leviable. One important thing regarding this particular act was, as far as GST law was concerned, no extension of any due date was specified in this act. But the special thing was that by way of section 8 of this Taxation Laws Amendment Act 2020, the central government, or say to be very specific, the parliament, because the right to enact the law is with the parliament and the right to issue notifications, rules, orders is with the executive authorities, that is the central government or commissioners working under it. So by way of this particular section 8, section 168A was introduced in the GST law, in the CGST Act, and also in the corresponding SGST Act. Now if we see this section 168A, so it reads as follows. Section 168A subsection 1 reads, notwithstanding anything contained in this act, the government may, that is either the CBIC or the central government, on the recommendations of the council, that is GST council, by way of a notification, extend the time limit specified in or prescribed or notified under this act in respect of actions. We must note down these words, in respect of actions which cannot be completed or complied with due to force majeure. Due to force majeure. Subsection 2 tells the power to issue notification under subsection 1, that is a notification to extend the deadlines for various actions which cannot be completed due to force majeure. This power shall also include the power to give retrospective effect to such notification. And the most important thing, the force majeure, it was also defined in this particular section by way of an explanation. For the purpose of this section, that is section 168A, the expression force majeure means a case of war, epidemic, flood, drought, fire, cyclone, earthquake, or any other calamity caused by nature or otherwise. Very important words. They have not used the words or any other natural calamity. They have used the words or any other calamity caused by nature or otherwise affecting the implementation of provisions of this act. So now we will concentrate upon section 168A, its validity, whether it is a valid piece of legislation, and consequently the validity of the notifications issued under this particular section. And number two, impact of the relief given by the Supreme Court by way of suo motu writs. And number three, the taxation and other laws amendment 2020. So these three different type of relaxations were given during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, as far as section 168 is concerned, we will concentrate on this, or we will discuss in detail about this section and the validity of the notifications issued under this section in the next video. So be tuned, stay tuned with this channel, and if you like this video, you can subscribe to the channel and you can also share it. So from the next video onwards, we'll discuss these various provisions and the law in detail. Thanks a lot.